All right. Good morning, Central Georgia, and happy Tuesday. It's meteorologist Ansley Parker. I am still in for meteorologist Alex Fry. Don't worry, he will be back on Friday. But until then, we're going to continue on by talking about the extended forecast every day at 11 a.m. So we had a big change in the forecast yesterday. The cold front came through our area and it brought some much cooler air to our region, and we're going to talk all about what that means for the rest of the week. Obviously, we have a big holiday coming up as we head into the new year on Wednesday. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what you can expect with that forecast. We got a couple different things going on in our area weather-wise, so we're going to break it all down. But of course, we'll take a step outside first to kind of get this thing going. So across the sky cams right now, it actually is a much better sight than what we had yesterday. As the cold front was rolling through our area yesterday, we were dealing with a lot of cloud cover. The skies were dark for a lot of the day, and overall it was just a little bit of a dreary scene. We even had some rain showers in the early morning. Now that this front has passed us, it's taken all of that mess with it, and it leaves us behind with blue skies. The only clouds that we have out there are just a couple of high clouds, and we will continue to have a lot of blue skies through the rest of the day today. So a very good scene outside. You can see it's really just nice. The one thing we just can't really pick up on from the cameras is how cold it is outside today. Obviously, the day after the front has come through, we've got colder air filtering into our area. So all day today, the temperatures are going to be a little bit lower, and there's going to be some increased winds today as well. So I want to show you something before we jump into the forecast. Now, this was actually a couple of days ago. We had a really small earthquake that happened in part of Hancock County, just outside of Sparta. We just got the data back from the USG, the people that kind of do all of the surveys on earthquakes and different things like that. So they did rule this a 2.1 magnitude earthquake. This occurred on the 28th. Today is the 30th, so I believe that was on I almost thought it was Monday. That was on Sunday, around 12:52 in the afternoon. So not a major earthquake by any means, but interesting enough, and right in our neighborhood right here. So if you happen to feel this, let us know. Feel free to kind of let us know on the 13WMZ Weather Network. That's a great way to kind of let us know. I didn't happen to feel this all the way over here in Macon, but if you're somebody who's a little closer, maybe over in Hancock County, maybe even down in Washington County, Baldwin, near Lake Sinclair, any of those areas, let us know, because I actually didn't even know that this happened until we got the report from the USG. So very interesting, a small 2-point magnitude earthquake that happened in Hancock County over on Sunday. So I just wanted to throw that over there before we dove into the forecast, because I thought that was kind of interesting, and I was curious to know if anybody happened to feel that. So back to the forecast. Remember, we had the cooler air filter in from the cold front from yesterday, and this is truly polar air. I mean, we're looking across most of the United States right now, and the only area of green that I can pick up on is down there at the very southern tip of Florida and down basically in the most southern tier of Texas. It is cold no matter where you look, and we're just seeing the blue shading across the entire map, meaning everybody is in this just much cooler air. A lot cooler up towards the north, where you can kind of see the purple shading. Obviously, we can see the temperatures are in the teens up there. I'm glad we're not there, but obviously we're still cold here in central Georgia. Across our temperature map, temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 30s. So early this morning, we saw a huge temperature difference from where we were just 24 hours ago. Yesterday morning, we hit our high temperature in the early morning hours. It was a weird backwards day where the temperatures were getting cooler as we went throughout the day. So early this morning, this temperature map, we saw a temperature difference of over 30 degrees. It was 30 degrees colder today than it was that time yesterday. Now we're kind of seeing this even out a little bit, because remember, the temperatures fell during the day, but still, I mean, we were not this cold at 11 a.m. yesterday. This is still close to 15 to 20 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. So no matter which way you spin it, I mean, it's cold out there, but it's also breezy. So that kind of adds to how things feel as well. You may remember yesterday the wind gusts were crazy. We had wind gusts that were close to 40 miles an hour at times, especially when the front was actually coming through. We had sustained winds that were 25 to 30 miles per hour. It was a very breezy day yesterday. So what we have today is not quite as strong as what we saw yesterday. We've got these sustained winds that are 15 to 20 miles an hour. Occasionally, we'll see a wind gust try to jump over 20 miles an hour, but overall, these are a lot lower, but they're still out there. You can probably still notice the breeze throughout the day today, and the reason that that really matters is because it is playing a role in having a little bit of a wind chill out there today. So the feels like numbers are impacted. We just saw the actual temperatures. They're somewhere in the mid to upper 30s. The feels like numbers are in the mid to upper 20s. A couple of these areas are in the low 30s, but overall what you need to take away from this is just that it feels colder than it actually is outside thanks to the breeze. And unfortunately, if you're not a fan of this, the breeze sticks with us as we head throughout the rest of the day today. So feels like numbers will be a little bit of a thing today. I'll kind of show you what we're thinking on the future view map here in just a minute, but that does exist for this afternoon. Other than the cold temperatures, today's weather story is going to be pretty boring. We've got sunny skies out there. Hopefully temperatures feel a little bit better in the sunshine. We're going to keep the breeze around, and the high temperatures today are just going to be cold. So cold and breezy is kind of the story today. Highs will actually get up into the upper 40s. So actual temperatures are going to be pretty cold, but like I just showed you, the feels like index is probably going to keep the high temperature feeling like the low 40s as opposed to the upper 40s. So definitely a cool day today. We're below average for this time of year. Average is right around 59 degrees. But as we kind of go into the rest of the week, this will actually be the coldest day on the 7-day forecast. So more on temperatures to come here in just a minute, but let's start with the rain chances here for the next couple of days, and actually start with the rain that we did see yesterday. So we had the front come through, like I mentioned. We had a little bit of a line of rain roll through the area as well, and unfortunately it was very, very thin and very fast moving. So we weren't able to accumulate a ton of rainfall as this rolled through. I was even surprised to get this little pixel here in Bibb County. This may even be overshooting it a touch. I think some of the heaviest spots could have seemed close to 1/4 of an inch. If this is accurate, which sometimes these pixels are hard to grab the right one, we could have maybe seen up to 1/2 an inch, but overall the rainfall totals from this weren't super impressive. And as we go through the next couple of days, we're not really going to be talking about rain a whole lot. The satellite and radar right now is completely quiet. You can kind of see the remnants of that front continuing to push cloud cover out of the southeast. And here in our area, we just have a couple of high clouds like you saw on the sky cams. Other than that, cloud cover really won't be a big thing for us today, and rain chances definitely not going to be a thing for us today. When we take away the clouds and just focus in on the radar, you can see it's completely quiet here in our area, and it will stay that way through the rest of today. So let's take things forward on the future view. Obviously, I kind of spoiled it a little bit here. Rain chances aren't going to be a big thing for us over the next couple of days. Certainly not today. We're dry all the way through the rest of the day into this evening. It is going to be a very quiet Tuesday, but luckily, it's also going to be a quiet start to the new year. As we head into New Year's Eve tomorrow, skies are going to remain just like we see them right now. So as we kick off New Year's Eve on a Wednesday morning, skies are going to be clear, and they will stay clear all the way through the entire day on New Year's Eve. So as we approach midnight, you can see the future view is still looking completely clear. There's not even any clouds on the future view. It is going to be a crystal clear midnight as we get close to the start of 2026. And then as we turn the corner, start 2026, New Year's Day also still looks to be completely clear until we get to about early the next day. So this would be Friday, January 2nd. You can see we start to have some cloud cover increasing, and we actually will have a rain chance as we go into Friday. But at least for the next couple of days, we are going to be completely dry and completely clear. So that means if you're heading out for New Year's Eve, it's going to be a really great opportunity to do so if you're going out for the buzzer drop, or if you're heading out for any sort of ball drops or just celebrations across the area and you're going to be outdoors until midnight. You won't have to worry about rain chances at all. Luckily, it's going to be clear. Fireworks should be very visible throughout New Year's Eve, but the only kind of kicker with this is obviously the temperatures are still going to be pretty cold. We're going to see a temperature around midnight that's going to be somewhere in the mid-30s. So it's definitely going to be a chilly start to the new year, probably going to feel a bit more like January 1st should feel than we had over Christmas when we had 70s, but it's going to be cold. If you're heading out, you want to bundle up. Luckily, no worries for rain chances. So the only kind of caveat with this really good forecast besides the temperatures being cold is that we have a really strong breeze out there today and we have really dry air. So that often results in a red flag warning, and that is the case for today for our entire area. So you can see all counties in central Georgia are included in this red flag warning. If you're not familiar with a red flag warning, it's just when there's extremely low humidity and really high winds. So if there happens to be a fire burning, the winds can pick that up and carry it very far distances very, very quickly. So a red flag warning is issued when the National Weather Service wants to kind of alert folks that this could be a possibility if anything happens to burn, and it's out there to discourage outdoor burning. So if for some reason you have to do outdoor burning, it's really recommended that you talk to local officials before you try to do that. Overall, outdoor burning is discouraged throughout the day today. I also wanted to show this because it is a day before New Year's Eve. In fact, Connor Hendricks and I were talking early this morning about what this could mean for fireworks. So if you're doing your own at-home fireworks, you're trying to do early celebrations for any reason this evening, be extremely cautious. I would just kind of think about what you're around, if you're in certain areas that have trees, or if you're near things that could just burn up really easily. If a firework happened to come in contact with one of those, I would really just think about that, especially for today while we're in the red flag warning. Just be extremely, extremely cautious if you happen to use any fireworks. As we head into New Year's Eve, we are still going to have a little bit of a breeze out there, so it still could potentially be a little bit dangerous to be doing at-home fireworks in your backyard or around dry brush, things like that, as we go into the next couple of days, just because the air is super dry. The breeze will be decreasing. This will definitely be our highest breeze day that we have left over the next couple of days, but it's just something I would exercise a lot of caution doing as we head into this holiday. Again, the red flag warning is only for today. I included some extra information about this just in case there was curiosities. Again, it's low relative humidity, which just means that the air itself is actually really dry. Anything that develops can spread really rapidly because, again, those winds can just pick it up and carry it long distances. So it is recommended that you check with authorities before outdoor burning. And then again, use some caution if you happen to be doing fireworks at home either today, or even I would kind of extend that into tomorrow as well. We will not be in a red flag warning tomorrow. Our winds will die down enough for us to be taken out of that, but I still think a little bit of caution would not be unwise for us to do. So this is kind of a wind gust map to kind of show you why I don't think we'll be in a red flag warning for tomorrow. The wind gusts today are kind of near or even over 20 miles an hour at times. As we head into Wednesday, which is actually New Year's Eve, we'll be getting close to that, but I don't think that we're going to be quite as high as what we're seeing today. So yes, there's still going to be a little bit of a breeze out there. I would say there probably still will be some sort of fire danger. We potentially will be in a fire danger statement, but I don't think we will be in a red flag warning. It's just a little bit of a step down. I still think you have to be careful, but overall, it's not quite as dangerous as what we're seeing for today. Then we head into Thursday, the winds die down even further. And then as we head Friday into the weekend, we'll have a rain chance, so we won't have to worry about that beyond that. So again, maybe there'll be more guidance from the National Weather Service tomorrow, since it will be New Year's Eve, about fireworks, at-home fireworks, things like that. That's just kind of my personal take on it. Connor Hendricks got me thinking about it this morning, and I was like, yeah, you know, being in a fire danger statement, you probably do want to be careful if you happen to have fireworks at home. So just throwing that out there for your own precaution, and we will jump right back into what we're expecting to see here over the next couple of days. So again, it's clear skies, obviously. With the red flag warning in place today, we have completely dry, clear weather, and you saw on the future view, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are also looking to be completely clear. By the evening on New Year's Day, we'll start to see the cloud cover increase, and we will have a rain chance heading into Friday. But something else I want you to notice, which I will touch on more here in a moment, is that the temperatures are actually going to be climbing. So through today, we're in the upper 40s. It's cold. There's a really low wind chill out there as well. But as we enter New Year's Eve, temperatures are going to climb into the 50s, and then check out New Year's Day. We're already back in the 60s. The overnight lows are also starting to improve a little bit as well. Tomorrow morning will definitely still be frigid and cold, but by New Year's Day, we're creeping our way out of the 20s. We're in the low 30s, and we're going to be on this gradual warming trend over the next couple of days. So the start of that happens as we kick off the upcoming new year. So beyond the next 3 days, there will be a lot of changes in the forecast. Like you just saw, we're going to be warming up each day by the new year, and then there will be a rain chance as we head into the weekend. So we'll start with the rain chance because I'm sure there's a lot of curiosities in that. Kind of the last holiday weekend before the big reset. Everybody kicks off January, kind of gets back going to work and just gets their New Year's resolution going. Maybe you're heading to the gym, all those different things. So this is the last weekend before, real life seems to start back up. So what can you expect to see on Friday and on Saturday? You saw the cloud cover start to increase on the short range models. We're definitely going to see some increased cloud cover throughout the day on Friday. I actually think Friday should be a mainly dry day. It's not really until we get to the late night hours that these long range models are starting to indicate something making its way towards our area. You see this timestamp here is 11 p.m. We're starting to see the long range models pick up on some showers in our region. What's happening here? A low pressure system is coming off the Gulf and tracking into the deep south. So that's what's going to bring us our rain chances. Again, it starts late night on Friday night. I'm hoping that Friday is still going to be a relatively good day. It's really just Friday night that we start to see these rain chances increase. I think the bulk of it will really be Friday overnight into Saturday early morning, but unfortunately Saturday does start to look like it's going to be a little bit of a messy day. A lot of this lingers around into Saturday morning, likely when you're starting your day on Saturday, and we see just some showers that are sticking with us into the morning hours. As we head into Saturday afternoon, the long range models have the bulk of that moving out of our area. but you can see they still kind of pick up on these little dots from time to time, which to me makes me think we'll be dealing with just kind of scattered showers throughout the day on Saturday. So probably the heaviest rainfall will be in the early morning hours on Saturday, but then the day's not necessarily clearing up totally. I think we could have a couple of scattered showers still lingering behind. The good news is there is one weekend day that's looking better. All of this should move out by the time we get to late night Sunday or Saturday night, and then Sunday is going to be a completely clear day, and actually we close out the weekend and kick off the upcoming work week with continued low-end rain chances. So if you're looking for which day of the weekends are going to be the best, I think Friday during the day should be okay. It may not be the best looking. It's just going to be a little cloudy. Late night Friday, that rain chance kicks in. I think most of Saturday is looking a little bit questionable right now, but then Sunday should be a little bit of a better day. Obviously on Saturday, we'll get a little bit more detail when we get these higher resolution models in over the next couple of days. This is just kind of what I'm picking up on. And you saw there's pretty good agreement between the European and the GFS model here on the long range. So it gives me somewhat of a good indication that it could be a bit of a messy Saturday. The only kind of silver lining here is I don't think this is going to be a huge washout. You can see the projected rainfall totals here are not necessarily super low end like we saw the other day when we had that rainfall chance come through. We only got about 1/4 of an inch in the heaviest spots, but they're not necessarily super high end either. I mean, we're not talking about anything that starts to get these purple coloring or the red coloring on the map, which indicates us getting closer to 2 to even 3 inches of rain. We're still talking about the below an inch of rain threshold. So if you're able to get outside, maybe you're able to get outside in between showers, that could potentially be an opportunity for Saturday. I would say if you have major interest in Saturday, just keep checking back. We'll have more details as we go through the rest of the week. This is just kind of where things stand right now. I definitely think we will see some rain. Will it be super heavy? Right now it doesn't really seem like it's going to be, but it'll be substantial enough where it might drive you inside from time to time throughout the day on Saturday. So that'll be rain chances. It's really dry through the next couple of days. Friday and Saturday we've got that rain chance, and then things clear back up heading into Sunday. But what about the temperatures? Well, the good news is those are also going to improve as well. As we go throughout today, we're going to take a look at the feels like numbers just because we do have an increased breeze through this afternoon. I want you to kind of see what it's going to feel like with the breeze added in. So we are going to be in the upper 40s this afternoon, but again, that feels like number probably is going to be down in the low 40s. This is going to be one of the coldest days. It's a good day to wear your sweater, your jacket, keep your favorite cold weather outfit on throughout today, and then we will steadily warm up. Tomorrow morning is going to be a lot like this morning was. Frigid in the sense that we are going to feel like we're down in the low 20s by the time we hit the early morning hours tomorrow. But by tomorrow afternoon, a different story than today. We're going to be warming up into the 50s by tomorrow afternoon, and there's not going to be as much of a wind chill out there tomorrow either. So it will be better tomorrow afternoon. Now, as we head into New Year's Eve, overnight, midnight, remember I said that the temperatures are going to be in the mid 30s by midnight. By the time we hit the overnight low early Thursday morning, New Year's Day, the actual temperatures will be down in the 30s and feeling like the 30s. But similar to New Year's Eve, New Year's Day is going to get even warmer by the time we hit the afternoon. Temperatures are forecasted to be in the low 60s. So you see a trend here. I'm not making it up. We are kind of on this warming trend over the next couple of days, and afternoon highs will continue to follow suit all the way through the weekend. So we get warmer at the start of the new year, and then we're back towards average as we head into the upcoming weekend. Average for this time of year is 59 degrees, so actually now forecasted to be slightly above average. The reason that we would be so warm on Saturday is because of the rain chance. That low pressure system is bringing in a lot of southwesterly flow in from the Gulf, so we get a lot of warm air advection. Overall, that's kind of the reason that Saturday is looking so high, but beyond that, we're not looking to be quite as high as the mid 60s. So overall, kind of in the long range, we're going to be hanging out right around average for this time of year. That also includes the morning lows. This morning was really cold. We were in the 20s. I still think tomorrow morning is going to be a lot like that. But then by New Year's Day, we're already beginning to warm up into the 30s. So not ideal, but not necessarily bad. And then we work our way back towards average by Friday. Average low for this time of year is 36 degrees. Obviously a little bit warmer on Saturday. The rain chance gets factored in, but then we will just kind of hang out around average beyond Saturday's forecast. So overall, it's not necessarily anything super out of the ordinary. It's a pretty straightforward forecast. We're dry all the way through New Year's Day. So right when you would want it to be dry is when we're dry. I would keep an eye on the National Weather Service about any sort of extra red flag warnings or fire danger statements just as we get closer to the new year for at-home fireworks and things like that. But other than that, there's really not a huge weather concern as we kick off the new year. The weekend will probably be where your interests lie the most in terms of what's going on outside because of the rain chance. Again, it's a late night Friday night, so hopefully Friday should still be a good day to get outdoors. Saturday is looking a bit touch and go. Sunday, though, we do see that rain chance start to move out, and Sunday should be a little bit of a cloudy but overall drier day. And then we head into the upcoming work week with clearer skies. So overall, temperatures will work their way back towards average for this time of year, if not slightly above that. And the rain chances will be minimal until we get to the upcoming weekend. So luckily, that's really good news for folks who are heading out for New Year's. Fireworks celebrations should be okay and able to go off without a hitch. I don't think that the wind conditions should impact big fireworks shows because typically they tend to be really high up in the sky. So I think those should be okay. But definitely if you have some interest in at-home fireworks, I would just check and kind of see what the fire danger situation is as we head into New Year's Eve. So more details to come as we head into the holiday. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another look at your extended forecast. Again, more details will come on this weekend rain chance as we get closer. So make sure to join me tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and then through the rest of the week. Thanks for joining us.